Hey, what's up, guys? This is Josh from Upright Health. I'm here with Matt. Today we're going to talk about how to stretch your hamstrings without hurting your back. So, if you're getting rounding in the back, then most of us know this is a bad position to be in, right? This is poor posture. And if you're trying to move in this position, most likely this is going to lead to some type of injury or pain, right? Yeah. Dancing would not be a good one to do in that position.
That actually really doesn't feel good.
So this has came up a couple times this week, and what we have found very effective is to use kind of a 3-step process here. And that's going to be stretching the hamstrings, because a lot of times these stiff hamstrings are what's causing your spine to compensate into a rounded position. So we're going to stretch the hamstrings, and then we're going to actively work on hip flexion, right? And that's kind of what those hamstrings are limiting, is that hip flexion. And then number 3 is going to be to coordinate this. So we're just going to practice a simple hip hinge deadlift type movement with keeping a flat back. So we basically just went through what you're going to do, but we're going to get a little bit more in depth here. Okay.
Thought we were done.
that would have been like a record for Upright Health video, right? These are usually like 10 minutes plus. Thanks for watching, guys.
Got another 9 minutes to go. Here we go.
So first thing we're going to do, we're going to get Matt to just pop his heel up on the bench. So if you're really, really stiff just getting here, you might already be having, a lot of stretch there, and that's good. We want to get you in that position, right? If you feel comfortable, we want to start to hinge forward slightly, right? Without Matt going into a poor rounded position, right? So he's going to cue chest up, shoulders back. We want to keep flatness here. We want to keep arch in the lower back, okay? Now what Matt can do here is we can start getting some contraction. So he can press his heel down into the bench. Boom, that's going to turn on that hamstring. So you can hold that for maybe 2 seconds, relax, and keep going through that, right? Another thing he can do is just
just going to interrupt. Just counting like 3 to 5, just 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how fast you count, will give you a pretty good amount of time on that stretch. Sorry, go for it.
Right. Another thing he can do is he can just press his toes up now, right? It's probably not going to move off the bench, right? But now we're going to be activating the front of the thigh here, okay?
So it can be helpful. I'm just using my hands on top of my thigh to feel that I'm lifting up. I'm trying to lift the leg up, the toes up towards the ceiling. Everything up,
right?
And I feel that contract as I'm doing that.
And you work your arm strength too a little bit. Press down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same thing. You count 3 to 5 seconds, and we're gonna hold that, right? So that's our static stretching there. That is trying to, gain some. We're trying to relax those hamstrings basically. So now Matt's gonna come back up. And now we're going to do that active raise that we talked about, okay? So we're still in the same position. Matt's going to keep his body upright here. We don't want compensation, putting the chest down, rounding the back, okay? So think big chest up to the sky. And now he's going to try to raise that heel off the bench. So that is really good right there. If you're one of these people, stiff hamstrings, rounding in the back, you are not going to be able to get that high, and that's totally fine, right?
It look like this.
Right there. You're going to barely get just a little bit of heel off there, and that's fine. That's where you want to start, right? I'm sure when Matt started doing this, he wasn't able to get that height. He was probably down here. But
don't make me look bad. Don't do that to me right now.
Well, we're showing what the dedication of hard work can do for you. Now you got your heel way up off the bench. Okay, so that's working on this hip flexion actively. Okay, we're working on these front of the thigh muscles. If you're doing this correctly, you should feel these muscles really engaging. They might be fatiguing. They might even be cramping up.
Yeah.
That's okay, right? Another thing Matt can do is he can switch from a flex heel to point the toe as well. That kind of helps kick on some of those quads a little bit more too. Okay, so now that we've worked directly on each leg at a time, now we can put this into movement, okay? So motor control, movement patterns, all this fun stuff. Now we're gonna get Matt to hinge forward, and we're gonna practice keeping this arch in his back, not getting rounded. He's gonna push his butt back, and he's just gonna go to the limit, to the range where he gets before he starts to feel like his back is gonna round, okay? So that may not be very far for you. You may not even get your hand to the knee. If that's all you have, that's fine. Let's practice in that range. Over the course of doing this, all these 3 exercises combined, I guarantee you're going to be able to start getting deeper and deeper. And then in the future, he's one step ahead of me. Actually, I think we're on the same exact page here.
We're in sync. This is what
we are in sync.
looks like.
We're going to add some dumbbells in, right? So we are going to load this exercise. And now Matt's just going to do that same thing. He's going to hinge forward. He's going to keep the dumbbells right next to his legs. He's going to go to his range limit here. And he's going to come back up, right?
And you want to make sure this doesn't happen.
Right.
None of this.
All those same cues apply. All those same way we're trying to do the movement. And now this weight is just going to help actually pull him down a little bit, right? So you could think of this as kind of actively stretching your hamstrings right here, right? Actively working on pulling yourself into hip flexion and then standing up out of it. Squeeze that backside when you do. Okay. That's the video. Hopefully we reached our 10-minute mark, somewhere close.
We could keep talking if you want, but
we could probably keep going all day. But we're not gonna.
not today. Lucky guys.
Hey guys, if you have tight hamstrings, if you're rounding in the back, it doesn't have to be that way. Do these 3 exercises, you'll get better. Remember, pain sucks.
Life shouldn't.
Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe and check out all our other videos.